Hey, what's up, Street Talks? The Eric from the Eric from Street Photography blog. So I just want to do a quick video on you, just sharing some random thoughts I have about, consumerism, capitalism, buying shit, blah blah. So this is the basic notion: when in doubt, don't buy anything. So I think one of the biggest issues that I know I personally have as a good old American consumer is that I never feel like my stuff is good enough. And obviously I go through periods where I don't feel inspired, I don't feel motivated, and I always feel that like, oh, if I only bought the new Apple whatever, or this new camera, this new tool, whatever, I'd suddenly become so much more inspired, productive, I'd flourish more, I'd create more, I would doubt myself less. And I think that's where all of consumerism is really rooted in this. Consumerism is rooted in this feeling that like we are inadequate because our tools are not good enough. And I think the biggest reason why we actually buy stuff, I mean, two reasons. One reason is, I buy the newest iPhone because there's FOMO that like by not having the best of the best of the best, that somehow you're like losing out on life or whatever, or the other people might have more advantages than you. And I think then another one is actually, you want to augment your strengths, you want to augment your intelligence, you want to augment your creative output, and you think that by buying this thing, all your dreams will essentially come true. And I know this is especially the fact in photography is that, we feel like our camera is never good enough. And I mean, I've been thinking about this for like the last decade, right? But I wonder how much of it is that like, we just want to go out and make photos and be more adventurous, and then by buying the thing, it's like a shortcut to becoming more adventurous. So for example, a lot of people like to buy, Subaru cars, and I think it's kind of an aspirational thing, right? It's like, oh, I buy this all-wheel drive vehicle and I'll go to the mountains more, I'll be more adventurous. But you could use any old car to drive to go to the mountains. And same thing with photography is that you could essentially use any camera to be more adventurous. And so we really need to think about what the ultimate goal is. And the ultimate goal generally tends to be kind of like a combination of creativity or inspiration or motivation or becoming more adventurous. Because I think photography is all about going on new adventures, seeing new things, and composing and being artistic and stuff. So anything that could really help that, it seems like, is the ultimate goal. And so I know with consumerism, like let's say, oh, I want to buy the new iPhone, the new Samsung, the new Xiaomi, or whatever, or Huawei, whatever it may be. If you're kind of caught up on the decision and you're not quite sure which one to buy, or if you feel like all the options aren't good ones, a good option is just to buy none of them. I feel like the obvious decisions are actually pretty obvious in terms of when we really, really need to buy it. So for example, let's say you have an old iPhone. It's like, oh, I want to upgrade to the new iPhone Pro or whatever. But you have to come up with a trillion reasons to justify your behavior or your purchasing decision. Then you probably really don't need it. But versus, let's say you're at the gym and someone steals your iPhone or your phone and you just need a phone, then it's going to be so obvious to just go out and buy the whatever new phone that you need. And I also discovered too is that like I get the worst buyer's remorse with almost anything, because for me my standards are so unreasonably high that nothing really satisfies me at this point. And after using everything, the only thing actually that I feel quite satisfied or happy with is probably the Ricoh GR3. The GR2 was also great too. Rocking the Air neck strap, by the way. And maybe like my 13-inch MacBook Pro Space Gray Touch Bar from like 2017, maxed out, bought it refurbished online on the Apple Store. I mean, besides those two decisions, I don't know what decision I made that I feel really, really good about. Maybe also like the old 10.5-inch iPad Pro, which I actually quite use a lot. But besides that, there's very few consumer goods that will really, really help you that much. And I feel that if you're watching this video, I kind of assume you're a photographer. So any camera that allows you to make more photos, to explore more, to adventure more with less exhaustion. And that's actually why I'm such a big fan of the Ricoh GR V3, because obviously there's a trillion cameras with 10 quadrillion more megapixels or better image quality, whatever. But really this camera, it's ultimate light compact camera that's always with you, phenomenal image quality and stuff like that. And so it just kind of makes me think that, like, wow, you know, this camera is perfect for me because it allows me to go on more adventures and to make more photos than just simple things as shooting in JPEG, high contrast black and white mode, and just kind of keep the setup simple. And yeah, when it comes to photography and life, just think to yourself, the ultimate goal is artistic creation, artistic productivity, artistic inspiration. And buying something new, just, you know, really try to be honest with yourself. Is buying something new really going to help? Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And just try to be try your best to be honest with yourself. So yeah, that's the big thought of the day is, you know, when we want to buy something new, what is it that we really, really want? And generally it doesn't always have to do with the thing itself, but more of our feeling and want to be more inspired and motivated. All right, so at the end of the day, just go out, adventure more, shoot more, and drink more coffee, drink more water, be more artistically inspired, motivated, and strong, and just go out and just shoot it. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Peace out.